Hello, everybody. Thank you very much for your patience. We had a couple of little technical issues there, but we've now got them sorted. I'd like to give a big warm welcome to Jana from the Berner Oberland Pass, who's going to tell us all about this magnificent transport pass for the Bernese Oberland. Thank you to everyone who's joining live. I can see there's a couple of you online there, and this live session will be available later on. There'll be a replay for the folks in the group who can't join us live, and it will also be up on the Holidays to Switzerland YouTube channel. So I will post a link to that tomorrow. Okay, so let's not waste any further time. Jana, would you like to introduce yourself and tell everyone a little bit about you and your role with the BLS Railways?
Yes, thank you, Carolyn. Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. My name is Jana. I'm the manager of the Berner Oberland Pass. So if you have questions and send to our email, probably I will reply them. And I'm also responsible for the website, so where you have all the information about the Berner Oberland Pass. I live in Meiringen. That's right in the heart of the Berner Oberland. So yeah, I'm really an expert for the Berner Oberland, I guess.
You certainly are. So, can you explain for the people who are listening who aren't familiar with the Berner Oberland Pass what it actually is and what it covers?
Yeah, actually, it's a travel ticket for the whole Berner Oberland. You have unlimited travel by public transport included on consecutive days. It's available for 3, 4, 6, 8, and 10 days in a row. And yeah, with the pass, you can just really you don't need to think. You can just hop on all the public transport and mountain excursions within the region.
Mm. It's like a hop on, hop off ticket, isn't it?
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, whatever you decide to do that day, you can just go and do it.
Exactly.
So, what are some of the mountain excursions that are free for people who have the Berner Oberland Pass?
Well, there's so many, like we have more than 25 mountain excursion included. Like basically most of the Berner Oberland is included in the pass, but really famous ones that are fully included, so you don't need to pay anything extra, is the Brienzer Rothorn, the Harder Kulm, Grindelwald First, Schienige Platte. You can go on the Almenthobel, which is close to Möhren. So, and all like the normal mountain excursions, little gondolas to Öschinensee, they are all fully included in the pass.
Yeah, it's wonderful value. So, what about for people that would like to go to Jungfraujoch or Schilthorn? You didn't mention that they were included for free. So, do people get a discount on those excursions?
Yes, I think those are the two big things that are not included or like really famous ones. If you go to Schilthorn, you have free travel till Mürren. You have two ways to get to Mürren, and both are included. And once you are in Mürren, you just need a ticket Mürren Schilthorn return, and you get half price with your Berner Oberland pass. And for Jungfraujoch, you travel free to Eigergletscher, which is the brand new station where you can reach by gondola, or you can still use the train from the other side. And from Eigergletscher, you need a ticket to Jungfraujoch and return, and this is 99 Swiss francs. If you have a Swiss half fare card, it's about 75 Swiss francs, depends on the season, because you then just need the ticket Eigergletscher, Jungfraujoch, return half price. Yeah.
Fantastic. So there's some great savings to be made there. Is the pass available all year round?
It's only available during summer season. So we just started our season on 1st of April on Saturday, and it will last till end of October. Um, yeah, well, always check the opening hours, especially in April, May, and October. We have a section on our website where you can really have all the operating hours, because there are some mountain excursions they only open for July, August, or September. So that's really important.
Yeah, because it would be disappointing if you really wanted to do one excursion and you were there on the 30th of June and it didn't start until the 1st of July. So if you know
Exactly.
in advance, you can perhaps change your date slightly to make sure you can do the excursions. So, if someone is going to the Jungfrau region or the Berner Oberland, and they want to buy the pass, and they decide on a 3-day Berner Oberland pass, how much money could they potentially save by having the pass?
Well, you can save up to several hundred Swiss francs. It really depends if you have a tight schedule. So if you start your day really early and end it in the evening with a mountain excursion, for example, Harder Kulm is still open in the evening. So if you really have a tough program, you can save up to several hundred Swiss francs. And if you take it a bit easier, it's less. So it depends on your program.
Yeah, great. And I know when we spoke last year on the Holidays to Switzerland podcast, you gave us a bit of an outline of a suggested 3-day itinerary, and we went through some of the savings that could be made there. So I will link to that below in the comments so that if people are interested in looking at one of your suggested itineraries, they can see how much money they can save by having the pass. Now, a lot of people ask, especially in the Facebook group, if they buy the pass in advance, is it cheaper than if they buy it when they get there?
Um, no, prices will always stay the same, but I think it's really comfortable if you buy the pass in advance. Because if you do that, like we already are included from Lucerne and Bern. So if you arrive by the airport or by train or whatever, already part of your journey to go into the region is included. But you could also still buy it on spot.
Yeah, absolutely. And I will include a link. Actually, I'll put that down below where to show people that if they wanted to buy it in advance, they can actually buy it through our website. And it's exactly the same price as if they purchased it from the Berner Oberland website or when they arrive in Switzerland. Now, another question that I frequently get asked is, will the Berner Oberland Pass sell out? Is there a limited number of passes that are available?
No, it will never be sold out.
Good to know. All right. And what about for children? Do they get a discounted rate?
Yes, for your children up to 15.99. So if they're not 16 yet, you can buy a Berner Oberland Pass for 30 Swiss francs. And this is like the same duration as your Berner Oberland Pass as the parents. But in Switzerland, we also have a junior travel card, which is 30 Swiss francs and is valid for a whole year and in whole Switzerland. So if you are longer in Switzerland than just the Berner Oberland, you can buy them at the train stations, but not online on our website. But that is really worth if you stay longer. And as well, if you have a Swiss half fare card, you can get a free family card. So then your children will even travel for free. So you don't even need to pay the 30 Swiss francs extra.
Good. Now, I'm glad you mentioned the half fare card because if someone already has a half fare card or they're thinking of buying that, they can actually purchase the Berner Oberland Pass for a reduced rate, can't they?
Exactly. That's also quite the uh, often asked question because people are thinking if they buy the reduced Berner Oberland pass that it's like a reduced version of the pass, but that's not true. There is a reduced price for the Berner Oberland pass, and you are able to buy the reduced price if you own a Swiss half fare card or a Swiss travel pass, because then you already have some things included, and that's why you don't need to pay the full price for the Berner Oberland pass. But it's the same validity, you have the same discounts, that's no difference, it's just the price.
Okay, great. And the pass is also available in first and second class. So, what would you say? Why would there be an advantage in buying a first class pass?
For if you only plan to do mountain excursions within the Berner Oberland Pass, I would not recommend to buy first class. But if you have train journeys like the Lucerne Interlaken Express, or if you take the train direction to Montreux, which is quite nice, or if you go on the boats, you have a first class, which is on the upper deck. If you plan to use those transportation, you have more seats and they're more comfortable, bigger windows sometimes. So, but for the mountain excursions, you won't find any difference.
Okay. Now, one of the things that we haven't mentioned is that there are discounts as well to some attractions and natural sites and things around the Berner Oberland. For instance, last year when I was in the region and I had my Berner Oberland Pass, we went to the Are Gorge, which offers discounted admission and a few different things like that. So, what are some of the other places or attractions or activities that offer a discount for the pass holders?
Yeah, I think that's really a nice program we have because we have over 40 bonus partners, we call them. So this means it's not free of charge, but you will get some discount. The biggest things in the region are the Aare Gorge you already mentioned, or the Ballenberg Open Air Museum, where you have some discounts. For we have different gorges in the region as well, Rosenlaui Gorge or Gletscherschlucht in Grindelwald, and for the castles you get some discount, and I think that's really great. If you have bad weather, you still can do on a day like the Beatushöhlen, which are inside. So on our website we have all the partners because it's a bit tricky to have the 40 partners, but you can always check if you have some discount, and I would always recommend to do it before you do the excursion because we have many bonus partners.
Yeah, so you can really get excellent value from having the pass, even on a bad weather day, as you said. Now
Exactly.
we've had a few questions submitted by people who couldn't join the live, so I'm going to ask you those first, and then I'm going to jump over to the group and just check if there's any new questions that people have been posting while we've been chatting. But the first question comes from Bernice, and she said, "Hello, I'm visiting Switzerland in June. I'll be staying in Interlaken, and I've got two questions for you. First one, how much is the discounted ticket price for the Gelmerbahn funicular with the Berner Oberland Pass?"
Unfortunately, from this year on, we don't have any reductions for the Gelmerbahn. Also, if you take the Gelmerbahn, you have the free travel to the Gelmerbahn. So there's a post bus going up there, and this is fully included in your Berner Oberland Pass, but then you don't get the discount because they're often quite fully booked. So
Mm-hmm.
also if you visit the Gelmer funicular, please make sure you buy the ticket in advance because it's a small cable car and they can't operate whenever they like to. So yeah, check the website for the timetables as well.
Okay, that's great advice. Her second question is from Zurich Airport, I will be taking the train to Interlaken. Is it possible to travel with the Berner Oberland Pass from Bern to Interlaken?
Yes, that's possible. And from this year on, you have like every 2 hours a direct train, even from Zurich Airport to Interlaken, which is quite convenient. But the more scenic route is if you take the train via Lucerne. That's a bit, it depends if you want to be really fast at the place or if you want to have a more scenic route. And if you travel via Lucerne, then from Lucerne on, your pass is valid. If you travel the mentioned route via Bern, from Bern on, your Berner Oberland Pass is valid. And you don't need a ticket. You can just sit in the train. You just need the ticket before Bern, so Zurich Bern.
Yeah, so buy your ticket to Bern or to Lucerne, and then for the second part of the trip, you just show your pass to the ticket inspector.
Exactly.
Yeah. So before we get into the next question, you've mentioned there that from Bern and also from Lucerne into the Berner Oberland are covered, but and also Montreux, as you mentioned before, you can travel there on the Golden Pass Express. But for people going, perhaps say onto Zermatt, a lot of that ride is also covered as well, isn't it?
Yeah, it always depends a bit on the route. There are different ones, so I always recommend to check the online timetables on SBB or bls.ch. And then you have the whole travel route. And when you have the whole travel route, it's best to compare it with our map of validity. Because, for example, you can travel free till Domodossola, and that's also part of the way. Or if you go to Zermatt, it's still Spiez. So that's a bit tricky sometimes to plan. But if you check the timetables, you will really see where the train go through, and you can compare it with the map.
Mm-hmm. Excellent. Okay, so Leah asked, what does the Berner Oberland Pass cover around Lucerne?
If you are in Lucerne, of course, you have the Lucerne Interlaken Express, which is covered. That means that's the direct train to Interlaken, which also passes in Meiringen. Otherwise, you can go to the Antleburg. That's a bit a hidden gem. You can take a post bus. That's a really nice area as well. When it comes to the bigger things like the Titlis, you have 50% discount, but it's not fully included. And also the boats are not included because if you're just staying in Lucerne, there's the tail pass as well. And then you are covered better if you have if you just want to do things around Lucerne.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Very good. Okay, Diane asked, or she said that she'll be in the Berner Oberland for 7 days. We want to travel to Jungfraujoch, Schiltorn, see some lakes and many other mountains and gondola rides. Thinking of buying the half fare card, but what is her best option?
Yeah, well, it's always a lot of calculating what is the really best option for you, because you also have on Carolyn's website. I think that's wonderful to read. You did a lot of work there, right? Because there's also the Swiss travel pass if you visit whole Switzerland, or if you're really in the Berner Oberland, you need the Berner Oberland Pass. You can combine it with a Swiss half fare card, which gives you 50% discount when you are not traveling within the Berner Oberland. That's really that's hard to say, and it really depends on the programs. But for the Berner Oberland Pass, I always say if you use mountain excursions in the Berner Oberland, that's really the pass to have, because then you can save a lot of money.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, I'm just going to pop over here on my other computer just to see if there's any new questions come up. Doesn't look like it. I think we've covered most of the questions that we had. Do you have anything else that you would like to share with us about? Oh, hang on, sorry. Before we do that, I have found another couple of questions. From the Zurich to Lucerne journey, can I use the Oberland Pass? Yeah, okay. So we've covered that. They can they pay from Zurich to Lucerne, and then from Lucerne onwards, the Berner Oberland Pass covers that. Yeah, wonderful.
Exactly.
All right. So anything else that we should know about the Berner Oberland Pass?
I think we covered the most common questions. What we have on our website is a really huge FAQ section, because we get all those questions. They're always the same questions, and I know it's a bit tricky if you see it for the first time with the maps and what is included, what's not included, which trains, and that's so confusing. So what we do, if we have questions that comes often, we put them on our FAQ, and I think this is really helpful.
Yeah, absolutely. And I must say too that I've used the Berner Oberland Pass a couple of times on a couple of different visits, and it really, it just offers so much. I know last year we were in the region for a week, and every day we were just out, and we just got so much great value out of the pass. It's fantastic. So for anyone who is heading to the region, I highly recommend they have a look at it and compare the prices, as you said, to the other passes that are available. And there's a fair chance that the Berner Oberland Pass will be excellent value for them. Thanks so much, Jana, for sharing all that with us today. And yeah, we'll look forward to speaking to you again soon. And I'm sure lots of our listeners and viewers will be purchasing their Berner Oberland Pass and exploring the whole region.
Thank you so much.